Hi, Josh Allen, Companion Bread Guy, hanging out at home, and our Companion Bavarian pretzels have been a real big hit, kind of all over the country, and we're really excited about that. But folks are always asking us, what can we do with them? How can we make it a little bit more exciting? So we already have done some great honey mustard and bratwurst sandwiches with them, and those recipes are on our website. And in addition to that, we have a terrific cheese sauce that's a great accompaniment to our Bavarian pretzels. And again, pretty simple. So we are going to turn on a stove, the right one, obviously, to medium heat. And we're going to make a real simple, quick roux. So all a roux is cooking flour in a little bit of butter, and it's going to be our thickening for our sauce. So it's going to take just a couple seconds here for our butter to melt, and then we're going to add our flour. So our butter's pretty much all the way melted. This was a half a stick of butter, a quarter cup of butter, and to that we're going to add a quarter cup of white flour. So now we just have to cook it. So we do have to stir a little bit. We got to do a little work. So we are just going to stir to incorporate and start the process. And we don't want to go too far from our stove at this point, but it is going to probably take 2 to 3 minutes for this flour to cook nice. We're not trying to get any color out of this roux at all though, so we don't want to see any kind of peanut butter color or caramel color start. We're going to keep it right about the same way, but we want to cook it in. So you can kind of see that process is starting, and we're just going to gently whisk that for about 2 minutes. So after a couple of minutes, we're going to get a nice little, a nice roux here. You can see it's all well incorporated. We're ready to go. And now we're going to add our milk. So we're going to slowly add 1½ cups of milk into here. And the same thing, we're going to want to make sure that we stir consistently, not to get any lumps. So we're going to start the stirring process. And the thing about a roux is it comes to its strongest point when it returns to a boil. So we've got to make sure, we've got to spend a few minutes here at the stove, just giving it a nice gentle stir. You turn your heat down a little bit if you want to. And we're going to bring this back up to a boil, and that's going to thicken this. And it's going to be very similar to a bechamel or some kind of mother sauce. And then to that, we're going to add our cheese and a little bit of salt and pepper. And then we're done. So just a couple minutes here stirring it. It's going to thicken up nice, and we'll be ready to go. So we've been going for a couple minutes. You can start to see it already start to thicken up. It kind of coats the back of the whisk really nicely. And then we're done. We're going to turn the heat off. Make sure we stir and get a nice consistency, get all of any lumps out if there are any left. And we're going to add our cheese. I've got 2 cups of cheddar cheese here. You can really use anything you want. A Gruyere is really nice, a Fontina, maybe even a little mozzarella, any kind of aged cheddar, anything you want to do. We got 4 kids around here, around the Allen house, so we like to go with simple cheddar. Stir that and let that start to melt. I'm also going to add a nice amount of salt, about a ½ teaspoon of salt to this, and then about a ¼ teaspoon of cracked pepper. And then we're going to mix nicely. Start to see us get our nice color. Grab my towel because my pan was starting to get a little bit hot. And we are done. We're going to bring these back over to this side here. Knock a little bit off our whisk. And I've got my pink spatula. I've got 3 beautiful daughters, so the bread guy does have a pink spatula in his kitchen that he's very excited about, because they got that for me. So we got this beautiful cheese sauce here. I've got my Bavarian pretzels that I warmed in the oven for a few minutes. Just break off a piece, dip it right into the cheese sauce, and you're ready to go. Get a little beer, whatever you need, maybe a glass of milk, depending on how old you are, and enjoy. So here's the Companion cheese sauce with our Bavarian pretzels. That's terrific.